you to Quinn Wade coming to y'all with analysis on who do I expect to win six man of the year this up and coming season, and we're gonna talk about an award that has been repeated and has been dominated by certain people and is still in a position to win this award. Maybe it's a new person that's been in the conversation before, having the ability to win the award this year. And that's what I'm going to say for some of these guys. Y'all been in the conversation. Y'all been close to winning it. Y'all might eventually win it. But, we'll see how people perform and how people stay healthy. And we can see if they stay on the bench regardless. You look at Karis LeVert. He's a guy that can give you double figures. He can cut to the basket, get to the basket, hit a mid range, hit a three, create his own shot. Also can be a decent playmaker as a combo guard. I look at the fact that he's going to be in that conversation for years to come, and he's still in that conversation because he's one of the guys that comes in and makes a huge impact on the game. And I think that that's something that he has to do throughout his entire career because that's his meal ticket. That's what his claim to fame is going to be. Can you come off the bench and produce high offense, high volume scoring? And I think that Karis LeVert definitely going to be one of those guys that can do that. And Cleveland, they need him to do it. You know what I mean? They actually need Karis LeVert to come out and be a flamethrower off that bench. And you can't really blame them for continue to utilize him that way because they have Donovan Mitchell, they have Darius Garland, guys that fit and really can space the floor and really can shoot. And Darius Garland is more of a playmaker than a scorer, and they need that to even out. But it just gives him his own playground coming off that bench to be able to score. And you can say the same thing about Denver Nuggets having Russell Westbrook. You look at the fact that he's going to play a little bit with Jokic, and when he doesn't play with Jokic, he's going to probably be the best rebounder on the bench. He's going to probably be the best scorer on the bench, probably the best facilitator on the bench, and having all those skills and still being able to score and assist and to rebound, that's going to pile up his numbers and it's going to put him in this conversation of can he be six man of the year? And I think that he's going to make an argument of giving you double figures, decent amount of rebounds, decent amount of assists, and that's going to put him in the conversation to possibly win it. I know people going to say, well, he was in the conversation before. That shows you how good that he can actually perform when it comes to statistics, because this award is all about can you produce stats, can you do it off the bench, and can you contribute a little bit to winning? Winning don't really have a whole lot to do with this award. Naz Reid is another guy, big body, strong, can really handle the ball a little bit as a big man, which is important. Being able to hit the free throws, being able to hit the mid range, being able to hit the three, being able to put the ball on the floor and still create a shot for yourself, for others. Naz Reid has mastered those things. He just need to be a better rebounder. And if he can be a better rebounder and still be able to come off the bench and score, it's going to be hard to not allow him to repeat because he already showed that he's a great bench player and he understands the game. And the reason why I said that is because Big Bobby Portis can give you a double-double. He can come off the bench and hit mid-range, hit a three, just like Naz Reid. He can put the ball on the floor. He can hit a free throw. He can finish in the paint. He can finish with deep catches. He's a guy that can space the floor, keep the ball moving, pick up little assists like that, and still be a guy that you notice and a guy that stands out each and every time he plays. And the Bucks know that he's still young enough to make a difference on their roster, and he's one of the best players that they have. And it's good that he has allowed himself to come off the bench and not to play a bigger role because he knows this is what he needs to do for the team to be successful. And for him to be successful is accepting his role. So I like the fact that he does that, and there's no problem about that. Even when the numbers are there, he still gets the same playing time. He still gets the same minutes. He still gets a chance to play, in the fourth quarter sometimes. And that's all you can really ask for as a guy that comes off the bench. I look at, let's say, Buddy Hield and Kobe White and the DiVincenzo's are like Karis LeVert. Like Dante DiVincenzo is going to come out. He's going to want to prove something. He's going to want to prove that he's a great player, that he shouldn't have been traded, that they should have kept him because he is a guy that can make threes, make shots very quickly. He can handle the ball and get to the basket. He can get to the free throw line. He can finish in the paint. He can play off the ball and keep moving without the basketball to find a way to get open for easy opportunities. And I think that Dante DiVincenzo is a guy that we all know should be in this conversation, and he will be. But the Minnesota Timberwolves need him to do that because their bench isn't that strong, especially when it comes to scoring and floor spacing. And I think that that makes this team good. Plus, he can play with the starters a little bit and give them the same type of action, and it gives Mike Conley a break because you can put the ball in Anthony Edwards' hands and give him another shooter on the court, and then Mike Conley can rest. So I like the fact that he can be a combo guard, can play any guard position. You can say the same thing about Kobe White coming off the bench. This guy can literally, if injuries does happen or if he doesn't, have any injuries, he can come off the bench and just be a guy that can give you double figures and give you a couple of assists and a couple of rebounds. But that'd be enough, to put yourself back in that conversation at six man of the year, because Kobe White is a guy that can score a bunch of points. He can get hot in one quarter. He can get hot in multiple quarters, and he has shown that, and that's why they drafted him as a guy that can just handle the ball real quick, make quick decisions, make quick scoring options that he presents to himself. And since he is so great at it, Kobe White going to be in this conversation with the Carrots, with the DiVincenzo's, but Buddy Hield is going to be the new addition. He usually be a starter on the Warriors. I don't think they're going to go with him as a starter because DeAnthony Melton is a better defender, and you rather have defenders as starters and as closers because they give you a better chance of winning. And I think Buddy Hield is going to be one of those guys that's going to be able to shoot a high volume off the bench, get the ball and be asked to do a lot. I see it in preseason already. So I think that if he takes that mentality that all I got to do is be next man up, all I got to do is be prepared to shoot that thing if I'm open, or be able to get my own shot by putting the ball on the floor, try to make a mid-range or get to the basket, I can still do those things for the Warriors, especially if they give me enough space, and I'll be able to contribute more offense. So I think Buddy Hield has to be in that conversation for six man of the year. I also look at Jaime Jaquez. I haven't forgot him. He's a guy that really can be a spark plug. He really has a lot of hits that he can do to you when it comes to being physical and being close to creating separation to be able to score the basketball. I think that he's definitely in that conversation as a player that you have to mention for six man of the year, because Jaime Jaquez is a blaze. He comes in, hit one jumper, 11 points, 20 points, 30 points. He just really does it in spurts throughout the whole game, and he's a guy that they're going to rely on. He's a guy that's going to have a bigger role if injuries does occur, which his team, Miami Heat, does get beat up a little bit. He's going to be asked to do more, and I think that he's shown the last 2 years that he can do that at a high level. So I like what Jaime Jaquez has done, even in the playoffs. I like what he has been about. I like what he has shown, and I think that he should be mentioned in this bench conversation. I think these are the guys that are going to put up the best numbers other than scoring too, and I think that that's going to make a better argument. But if I had to pick one, it's going to be Malik Monk. I think that he has the ability to score a lot more because they need him to do it in Sacramento. He's just going to have more opportunity. With more opportunity come better stats. With better stats comes a chance for you to win the award. And I do feel like he came close to finishing it out first place and winning the award last year. I think Naz Reid take a step back a little because their bench has gotten better, so he's not going to be able to eat and dominate as much as he did last year. Same with Bobby Portis. I think the guard rotation is better, and I think that their bench got better in Milwaukee. And I feel like some of the other teams, they're going to be one of the best bench players on their team, if not the best bench player, but they're going to have other people taking their numbers down a little bit. And I feel like Malik is in a situation where when he comes in, he's going to be the guy that they're going to turn to, they're going to need, and they're going to feed him the ball, and he can come in and play with the starters sometimes and just fill in the gap and fill in the camouflage role of moving without the basketball, cutting to the basket, trying to get a three-point shot, and they're going to ask him to get hot, basically every single game because their bench is not as strong as other teams in this league. But when you have a guy that's able to carry that type of load, you don't really need it to be that way in the first place. And I think Malik Monk is ready for that role again this year. And I think he finished second last year. I think he finally does enough to finish first. I think his competition goes down just a little bit and his role stays the same. And I think that that's going to be the biggest reason why he can climb the top of the mountain and say, I got an award of Sixth Man of the Year, worked hard for it, really wanted it, just like Jordan Clarkson kind of in his role with Utah. You got a lot of chances, you got a lot of opportunities. If you make your shots and you do it efficient enough, then you will put yourself in position, which he's going to be in this conversation too, for Sixth Man of the Year. But I think it ain't going to be Jordan Clarkson. He's going to do the same thing he did for the Jazz a couple years back. They're going to be a team that's in a playoff conversation. He's going to be asked to, come off the bench and do a lot of threes, a lot of mid-range, a lot of transition. And since the opportunity there, let's go ahead and take advantage of it. And I think Malik Monk will be able to do that. And we've seen a lot of guards be able to win this award that way. And I think that Malik Monk is just a new addition to that. And then he just climbs that mountain and not finish second this year. He finished first. And then it makes sense that his role didn't change that much. His opportunity didn't change that much. And we're going to see what he do. Can he play up to the same level? Can he be a little bit more efficient? Can he do a little bit more stuff on the court? Well, they asked him to do it. He was able to do it before. Now it seems like he can do more this year. And now we're going to see if he takes advantage of it. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for more analysis. If you love analysis, you can't get enough and you want more of it, especially NBA analysis, which is I do every single day for the most part on this channel. Subscribe. And if you love analysis, check out my older videos on my channel. I have over 2,000 videos, so you might have missed 1, 2, 3, or 1,000 or 2,000 videos that you probably want to watch. You can binge watch them, you can enjoy them, because that's the purpose of me making them, for they can entertain you and they can get you excited for the regular season. Is why I'm doing these series and these award predictions now. And it's just a fun conversation that you have with anybody else. I'm just doing it to the masses, and that's really the only difference. But make sure you check out the older videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe and keep hitting the like button, keep hitting the share button, so this account and this channel can stay popular, stay popping, and analysis can stay one of the hottest things in the game, which it is. Other than that, gone.